All right, before you go to the reaction, just know we have switched to the Blu-ray version, just mostly because for editing reasons. I didn't know about the when they do a different language where the text decides to go bounce up and down and it kind of screws up the way I edit. So to make it easier on myself and time-wise, I'm doing it this way. You guys let me know. I got told, I mean, most of the time when we've done Blu-ray versions of different animes, it's usually been an upgrade. So I'm assuming that it's probably at least a little bit better, but you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, make sure you subscribe, check out the Patreon for the full reactions, exclusive shows, bunch of stuff over there, and let's go ahead and start. Sent Paul to another world? That would be funny. Paul gets isekai'd to like the real world or something. Holy hell. So they are searching for people and stuff. That is crazy. Like, thinking about that, I mean, I didn't really, maybe it's because we got thrown in like that and they're just on their own adventure coming back. Didn't really think about everybody else, you know, what was happening with them. And the first thought would be like, hey, where the hell are they? Now we got to find them. And like, are they alive? Are they dead? I mean, obviously they weren't around everybody, but like, it's one of those things where it does make sense for them to like go on and look for them, but it's telling that Paul was like, okay, we know you're gonna come back, so I'm gonna go do this. At least you know where I'm at. I'm wondering, like, I'm sure everyone's gonna come back, and this feels like one of those shows that everyone's gonna come back into the story at some point. We've already seen that happen within just 10 episodes, so I feel like we're gonna see these people again.
謎の魔物って何よ。それがわからないから調査しに行くんですよ。強いのかしら。そうかもしれませんね。そう、早く会いたいわ。まあ俺たちなら余裕で討伐できるだろう。これでしばらく金の心配とはおさらばだ。
This doesn't look fun. Oh God. A lot of death in this forest. Oh, we've seen them. She's just like trying to touch anything. Some of these people are just brutal. And you're fighting for, like, some people fight for the same things. But then for the people that don't get anything, they could be pretty much wasting their time and going for nothing. There's that too. Oh, that's a big ass spider thing. Yeah, no, they were not. I mean, they're running for their lives. How have these guys gotten this far if they're falling into... Man. See, that's... I don't... This is what ends up happening. That's... Yeah. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. One of these things that... Something I really enjoy about this show is it takes, like, a lot of realistic... For one, main character is not, like, perfect. And, I mean, far from it, obviously. Very flawed one. But... he's thinking rationally, but also to say, like, to make sure that they get all the credit, to say, you know, but save them and make sure that they don't take any unnecessary losses as well. He's thinking that way, which is, in this case, probably not the best. But because he did that, somebody died. Like, that wouldn't normally happen in a lot of, like, isekai shows we've watched or with certain main characters. It's an interesting perspective. Oh. God damn, she's gotten a ton better. Everyone's improved. If they had jumped in earlier, they could have saved everybody. And that's gonna be probably something they'll talk about. Oh, here we go, right away. Right away. I wouldn't be sticking around too long. I mean, without them there, all of them would have died 100%. But that is a serious learning moment. Normally, it's not that, like, deadly and bloody for... But in this case, yeah. I would imagine, like, Rudy, this is probably going to really sear into his brain. Because this has got to be like one of those moments that we've seen him go through a lot of stuff in such a short amount of time. But I feel like when it comes to the way he thinks and, like, just I think that was a very good example to make him maybe second guess his way and maybe saving his own skin and just the way, I don't know, his morals and everything. I think being around the people he's around is really going to help, obviously, but that I feel like is a big moment. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, though. Oh, that's the other group. I guess no one was like prepared for this.
まさかこの森に出るとは。こいつが謎の魔物ってことですか。みたいだな。
What was the rank letter for this? I feel like it should have been higher. Ooh, definitely a boss. Holy shit. That, god damn, that combat training really paid off. Holy hell. I feel like she's gonna be a beast when she gets older, because she's so fucking strong. I think in that case there was no way of saving them. Figuratively and literally. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, somebody found out, now using it against them. For blackmail. Why does it sound like yaoi? Like, what do you want? What?
いやダメだ。仮に次の町に着いたとしても資格を奪われたら金を稼ぐ方法がなくなってしまう。ジャリルたちに全ての罪をなすりつけてしらばっくれることはもう無理そうだな。何か他に策はないか。
Every possibility is like running through his head. If you blame, like if you blame them, yeah, that's like more moral stuff. I feel like, I don't know, that might be a pathway he takes. But then if you, I don't know. I don't even think that you might still get screwed. And then on top of it, the other method, you can get kicked out of that, and you're specifically needing to do this still. So is there really a pathway of getting out of this? I don't know. I mean, can you kick the shit out of this guy so he doesn't talk or something? That seems like the drastic way of doing it. That's a big ass storm. Oh, no way, no way. He's going down that pathway to get him to be freaked out, I guess. That's one That's one scenario I didn't think of, but because this feels like... Yeah. Isn't this the worst way to go? Holy shit. You do? Oh, man. Which is why I was worried about this, like doing this way, because I would think it wouldn't matter where you go if people talk. Holy shit. Wow. Feel like we're gonna learn a lot of lessons, because we do not seem to make the best decision possible every time. Though I don't know if there was a better... Honestly, I don't know if there was a better decision there. Hmm.
依頼は効率のいい金稼ぎとか、あわよくばスペルト族の汚名返上とか。
He's putting that second.
自分の甘えた考えのせいで。
いや、お前はやれるだけのことをやってくれていたのだろう。悪いのは俺だ。お前があれこれ考えているのに気づいてやれなかった。しかし、さっきやっとわかった。あの時。 お前が奴を殺そうとしたとき、覚悟が伝わった。
Instead of doing that, he chose a different choice. I guess that wasn't the kill choice, technically, so... I really like that.
ルイジェルドさんにとって戦士って何ですか？
戦士は俺の誇りだ。 戦士は子供を助け、仲間を大切にする。俺は戦士だ。おめえ返上はできなくても、お前らのことは必ず守り抜く。だからお前もスペルド族のことは考えず、守る者のことだけ考えろ。
誇り。
Wow.
はい、ありがとうございます。
Somehow we got a really good result from this.
ルイジェルドさんの悪評は必ず消します。
頑固なやつだな。
ルイジェルドさんほどじゃありません。
I mean, they're kind of both pretty stubborn, yeah. In their own ways, in completely different ways, really.
戦士なんて大層なもんじゃないし、俺にはルイジェルドの言う誇りなんてものも正直よくわからない。でもなぜだろう。俺はルイジェルドに認められたことがとても嬉しかった。
It felt good for him because it was a learning moment. And it's like, for once, he chose the right thing and somebody praised him for doing... Because that's why I was like, I was trying to think that felt like the worst path, but no, because I said during it, I said, I hope he doesn't do the, beat the guy up or kill him thing or whatever. But it seemed pretty bad in the moment what ended up happening. But in reality, and he kind of broke it down and said, like, yeah, that was the reason, you not doing that, he was proud of him for. Because as we saw, he made the worst decision possible for them. And even with that, that's very, not evil, but just like a mischievous type smile that he made. And then the guy ended up dying. Like, he learned from that in some way and then applied it just a little bit later on this choice and didn't choose killing the person and instead did it this way, even though it had to kind of partly betray him. And I just thought of the betraying part, but in reality, it was the better choice. So I do like that it ended up them still being able to travel together and him even praising him like that. Big moment for Rudy. Oh, he shaved his head.
そっと今
Just
回
get rid of the green?
人が俺の髪を恐れていることがよく分かった。
それなら額の目も隠せますね。
Okay, that's kind of cool. I approve of that look.
ああ
Is that how he's gonna look from now on? Because that's
一人で全て何とかしなきゃ
that's a pretty badass
焦っ
look.
ていました。そしてこれが今回の失敗の原因だと思います。この先もいろいろ問題が起きるでしょう。でもその時意見を互えて揉めないように、これからはみんなで話をしてどうするかを一緒に考えていきたいと思っています。
Him not just making choices himself and them being able to work together.
ドエンド作戦会議を始めたいと思います。目標はアスラ王国。
Okay, so she's got, as we saw from the beginning of the episode, she has like her own party. She's going on her own journey there. Yeah, no, man, that episode was so good. We're gonna go straight to the next one, but I just want to comment on just I think I think I'm gonna get the most payoff, and I'm sure you guys too, like with Rudy making better choices and doing the right thing in certain times, because we started so low. And I mean, even this episode, there was one choice that was real fucking bad. But even if it's a slight improvement, his last choice it ended up working out, and he actually thought it out. And I loved coming to the conclusion that he can actually, talk to them and everything. And there wasn't, we weren't hearing him in his head saying the opposite of what he was saying or like anything like that. It was just very nice to see him. I don't know, just a little bit of improvement. I feel like we're gonna get these bite-sized, very little bits and pieces. It's not gonna be a sprint. It's gonna be a very slow crawl, but I can see him overall improving, and I don't know. That put a smile to my face. Okay, episode 12.
そういえばエリスは海を見るのが初めてですよね。泳ぎたい。水着がないですよ。それにどうやって。何それ？いらないわ。
But
それはつまり裸で泳ぐということか。
I just don't think those thoughts are gonna go away for him right now, but it should.
やめておいた方がいい。この海は魔物が多い。
I mean, it's water in a random area. I would just assume there's monsters in this world. Like, that would be my first assumption. Worry about monsters in the water. This is even bigger city than the last one, and that's saying something. Feels like it anyway. Him shaving his head is probably the smartest thing, honestly. Now you don't have to worry about water, showing your hair. You just gotta shave it, And the look works for him, so why not?
まったく船ぐらいで情けないです。
They are definitely an interesting group. So is it, if I just looked, is it an elf, dwarf, and a demon?
この旅の目的は。
お前ら例のデッドエンドだろ。最近噂になってるぜ。狂犬のエリスと番犬のルイジェルだ。
おお、二人に通り名が。
それとお前は
なんだ？俺のはまさかバター犬とか。
Why would it be? Who doesn't know you?
飼い主のルージェルドだ。
Kennel Master? What the fuck? Oh boy. I guess that's a lot.
今日の議題はズバリお金です。 ルイジェルドさんの渡航費用は緑光線200枚。途方もない金額です。S ランクの依頼をこなしてもどれだけかかることやら。困ったわね。まさか置いてくの？
No.
もちろん置いていきません。
That would just be a bad idea in general.
解決策はまだ思いついていません。ルイジェルド、海の上走れないの？
さすがにそれはできんな。
そう、困ったわね。
I don't... Can you do that in this world? Is there a run through water spell? Walk on water spell?
ルーデウス。すまんな。俺のせいで。
さて、どうしようか。
It's tough. Oh, okay. So we're back here. A year? It's been a year? I didn't even realize that. Holy shit.
いやー、前は僕の助言で大変なことになったでしょ。ちょっと顔を出しづらくってさ。
神様にもそういうところがあるんですね。
普通にあの小悪党を永遠に突き出せばルイジェルトと仲良くなれたはずなのに、彼らを仲間に引き入れるとは全く予想外。僕としては見ててとても楽しかったよ。
結果オーライだとでも？
物事は結果が全てさ。
気に入らねえな。
お詫びじゃないけど、今日も
I don't know. I don't necessarily like him.
路地裏は歩くといいよ。
勝手に助言すんな。
Why would you want to follow this, though?
何が起こるんだ？
それは明日のお楽しみ。それじゃ僕は消えるよ。
What happens if you don't, like, follow it?
急に出てきて勝手に消えるな。
Like, don't do what he says there. Will it just something happen similar anyway? Or would you... I don't know if honestly, I'd love to know what you all think, but I don't... I mean, obviously the way he talks and everything, something just seems off, shady. Feels like he... Because even the way he was reacting to, he's like, that was fun to watch, your choices and all that, even though it didn't turn out great. It was more just, like, humorous. I don't know. It just seems kind of a shady god to me, but... I don't know. Like, it's hard to... With this show, it feels like I better not just make assumptions just based off on how people act. So I'm just thinking, like... But so far, I would be completely... I'd be trying to make my own choices, not just doing everything he says.
ルーデウス、今日は別行動をするって。何をする気かしら。
God damn. Oh, there she is. Okay, I was waiting for it. Though they don't know her at all. I mean, ridiculously.
あの自称神の狙いは相変わらずよくわからん。難しく考えず素直にこなすのだ。そうすれば奴は面白くないはず。
I mean, I understand he didn't follow it completely, but I wouldn't follow it completely either way. It just... I'm nervous.
ロキシー、今頃どうしてるかな。
What a coincidence. You're thinking of Roxy. That's what... Oh, God. Okay, so oh, it's to run into her? 300 years. Okay, I think we can give them food. I think it's okay. What are they, though? Shark? Look like shark teeth. What the fuck? What the hell? You're the emperor of the demon world?
かわいそうに。一人で魔王ごっこなんて友達いないんだろうな。
Maybe she, look, maybe she actually is. I'm sure it's not typical because it feels this show doesn't go the typical route. But when I think of like 300-year demon lolly random that's super overpowered, like we're. Your eyes are slot machine. What the fuck? Okay, I am confused. What kind of... What's the rules on the wish? I was gonna say, how can you grant a wish if you couldn't even get food? Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never. Oh god. Somebody throw him. How? I guess for 300 years old, but... What the fuck did you do? What the hell is she doing? Is she giving him a different eye? What the fuck? What the fuck? She give him a demon eye or something? Or what the okay, I never could have expected that. That was the weirdest occurrence ever, but I guess when a random man god in your dreams is telling you to do something, something crazy is gonna happen, obviously, but I didn't think there. And the first, obviously, the first thing that they had asked what seemed understandably okay to me to ask. So like I understood, like, you know, try to, it made sense. This one seemed more shady to me. So that's why I was a little more nervous about doing it, but it's still shady. That whole thing, like, what the fuck just happened? Now you have the Eye of Foresight, which I think having foresight's a fucking curse. If you've ever seen or heard of, now I'm sure it's got its own rules and its own thing in this, but that, if it's what I think it is, that feels like, oh man, I can't wait to know what the hell the extent of the foresight he gets from that, but that can't, I don't know. I feel like that could fuck some things up. What is happening? Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Wait, he saved him. Like, foresight, like he knew it was going to happen and then he saved him, but it's like Rudy didn't even realize it was happening in real time? So that's what it was. So she was like playing a slot machine to see like what eye that like she was gonna give or something because she had so many oh my god. Of course, in this world, the demon, that crazy demon emperor like that would look like that. That doesn't sound simple. So the more mana he gets, the stronger he gets, he could use it more? Whoa. That's kinda hacks. If you could train that up. Leapfrog. Oh. Problem is, it feels like he can utilize it quite a bit. Yeah, that to her, that's gotta feel like bullshit.
うまい戦い方だった。スペルド族の戦士団にも魔眼持ちはいたが、死ぬまで制御できずにいた。1週間で制御できたお前は異常だ。も
しかして今ならルイジェルドさんにも勝てたり？
やってみるか。
はい。
I don't. There's got to be there's got to be limitations. Maybe there was just no way to win. Yeah, he probably had no possibilities. I can see her perspective on this. I'd be like, this is total bullshit. Now I can never win against you, regardless of how strong. And you ran into a random demon, freaking Emperor Lolly, and you get a superpower? This is bullshit. It was not an accident. Yeah.
魔術師プレイをするので。
売るつもりか。お前にとって大切なものではないのか。
It's like he feels like he needs to.
はい。エリスがわざわざ僕のために作ってくれました。その首飾りと同じくらいすごく大切なものです。
もし同じことがあれば、これも売るのか。
必要とあらば。
俺はまだ。お前の信頼を得ていないのか。
信頼はしています。
俺とて、お前と出会ったこの1年で。
It's crazy. It's been a year.
中について少しは分かったつもりだ。スペルド族がいかに意味嫌われているのかということ。
Just like a couple episodes.
金をふっかけられているということも。なのになぜお前は一人でことを進めようとするのだ。
この1週間何も答えは出なかったじゃないですか。仕方がないんです。僕に思いつけるのはこの杖を売るか、もしくは密航するくらいのものです。 でも密航はルイジェルドさんにとっての悪ですよね。これが最善の選択なんです。
He really is always trying to choose the best option.
俺のせいだ。それをお前が杖を売ることで解決するのは。
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it in real time, him getting a like foresight and an eye that makes him see and make like pretty much given the right, like given select choices and him being able to like maneuver around because he sees stuff ahead of time feels kind of fitting to him making choices, how he's been through the series, pretty much trying to make the best choice at all. It just seems like a fitting power for him to get. But also, I feel like it could, I don't know what it is, but I get this feeling that I mean, for one, the man god's probably amused to see how he uses it. But two, it just feels like there could be ways of using it that could screw him over because you still have to make the choice, right? You get the foresight, but you still have to make the choice. So if you get something, you can go back and you can see, oh, I can do this, and this is the result. You don't know the sudden result, the quick result, but you don't know the long-term result. So at least it seems like right now, maybe if he powered it up, he could get further back or whatever, but he still doesn't know it's not the future, or it's not the far future. So I don't know. We'll have to see on that, how that ends up working.
俺の誇りが許さん。それにだ。エリスはどう思う？
Well, yeah, something that she gave you that meant a lot to her as well.
俺は海を渡り終えるまで全ての悪事に目をつぶる。話はこれで終わりだ。腹を割って話し合うというのは。
And that's the improvement right there. They wouldn't even be able to have this discussion a year ago. Roxy, maybe? No. Oh, that guy.
別に喧嘩をしに来たわけじゃねえよ。ちょっと礼が言いたくてな。あんたを探してたんだ。
ああ、この前助けた。
俺はガルスクリーナーってんだ。よろしくね。
What a last name. Cleaner. Okay, well, we got to see a year kind of go through and see all the improvement from Rudy and being able to actually communicate. The payoff has been great with these little spurts, but I do worry about the eye of foresight. It feels like that could, I don't know, be a blessing or a curse if used in the wrong way. I just feel like there's got to be some downside to it, or something that could happen that, yeah, like I was just saying earlier or whatever, but without knowing more, it's harder to go really deeper into that discussion. But now I feel like they're gonna run into Roxy at some point. And my other thought is, if he didn't follow that path, I think about the what ifs. Like, if he didn't do what the man god said, would he have ran into Roxy immediately in that moment instead? Because I thought that was going to lead him to that. Maybe they're not going to run into each other at all because of that choice. I don't know. There's just a lot of things to think about. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, hype the video. That helps. Little things like that, like, comment. You can also check out the Patreon for the full reactions, exclusive shows. All that stuff is over there. That link is down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.